Peace mediation repeats, Trump makes Armenian Christians bow to Azerbaijan-Turkey Islamic axis for US-Europe gains. From Organizer.org, by Vishnu Aravind, August 9, 2025. Donald Trump's so-called Armenio-Azerbaijan peace deal is no end to conflict, but a calculated sellout of the world's first Christian nation to an Islamic coalition led by Azerbaijan and Turkey. The treaty is being executed amid US-Russia rivalry, and behind the White House spectacle lies a ruthless bargain, trading Armenian lives and heritage for US military gains and Europe's hunger for Azerbaijani energy. Donald Trump's triumphant declaration that his US-brokered agreement marks the end of the Azerbaijan-Armenia conflict and the dawn of lasting peace is a hollow spectacle masking one of the most blatant sellouts of a Christian nation in modern history. This is not the close of a 36-year-old conflict, it is the sealing of Armenia's fate, a calculated transaction in which Washington and European capitals have traded the survival of the world's first Christian country and the memory of its ancient homeland for strategic and economic spoils. It was not a war as Trump claims, but an Armenian Christian genocide and cultural erasure by Azerbaijan's Islamic regime. Trump's White House ceremony, flanked by Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev and Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, was not the scene of reconciliation he tried to portray, but a cynical performance, peace deal drama designed to secure US and European interests amid the intensifying rivalry with Russia. With Azerbaijan lying adjacent to Russia, the United States gains new military footholds, having lifted restrictions on defense cooperation, while Europe, desperate to cut off Russian natural gas imports by 2026, tightens its grip on Azerbaijan's energy reserves. This so-called peace deal hands Washington exclusive development rights to a strategic South Caucasus transit corridor, ensuring greater exports of energy and resources, and offers Europe a substitute energy pipeline to replace Russian supply lines. Underneath the rhetoric of diplomacy lies the simple truth: this is business, not peace, and Trump's drama is aimed as much at a Nobel Prize nomination as at hiding the raw, transactional nature of his mediation. Genocide's final blow and the erasure of a Christian homeland. No accord can erase the atrocities already committed or resurrect what has been destroyed. Nearly 150,000 ethnic Armenian Christians have fled Nagorno-Karabakh, Artsakh, in the wake of Azerbaijan's 2023 military offensive, backed openly by Turkey under Recep Tayyip Erdogan. This was the final blow after decades of siege, war, and attrition, culminating in the January 2024 dissolution of the Republic of Artsakh, ending over 2 millennia of uninterrupted Armenian Christian presence. What Trump hails as friendship between former enemies is in reality the aftermath of a state-sponsored jihad that has killed thousands, erased sacred heritage, and turned a thriving Christian homeland into a cultural graveyard. The Islamic regime in Baku has waged a campaign of religious extermination against Armenian Christians, with Turkey supplying military backing and Syrian Islamist fighters to bolster the assault. This is not reconciliation, it is the consolidation of conquest. The scale of the destruction is staggering. Since 2020, over 6,000 Armenian monuments, including more than 400 churches, have fallen into Azerbaijani hands. The European Center for Law and Justice has documented the deliberate erasure of Armenian Christian heritage. Churches bombed, monasteries defaced, kochkars smashed, crosses stripped from rooftops under the guise of renovation. Between September 2023 and June 2024 alone, 3 historic churches, St. Sargis in Mokrines, St. John the Baptist in Shushi, and St. Ascension in Burdzar, were obliterated. Gaziantep's cathedral in Shushi was shelled in 2020, while satellite images reveal the complete erasure of the St. John Baptist Church in Shushi and St. Ascension in Burdzar. This mirrors the earlier annihilation of the Julfa Kochkars in Nakhichevan between 1997 and 2006, where thousands of medieval crossstones were demolished after the Armenian Christian population was expelled. Human rights crushed as Trump's peace rewards the perpetrators. Alongside cultural annihilation, human rights violations mount. Since September 2023, 23 Armenian Christian leaders and civilians from Artsakh have been arrested and subjected to sham trials in Baku, including philanthropist Ruben Vardanian. These detentions violate international human rights covenants, as noted by the UN Committee Against Torture, which has flagged extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, and torture motivated by ethnic and religious hatred. Freedom House has classified Azerbaijan's actions as ethnic cleansing, citing executions, blocked humanitarian aid, and destruction of property, while the European Commission Against Racism and Intolerance has documented ongoing state-backed hate speech against Armenians. Religious persecution continues unabated, clergy harassed, worshippers barred from churches, cemeteries desecrated, baptismal crosses seized from prisoners of war, and reports of forced conversions to Islam emerging from Azerbaijani-controlled territories. The Holy Mother of God Church in Mecca Kaaba has been destroyed, pilgrimages banned, and international court orders ignored. Yet Trump, flanked by the very leaders responsible for these crimes, hails an era of peace. His boasts about ending decades of war are grotesque against the backdrop of genocide, physical and cultural, that has extinguished an ancient Christian presence and scattered its people. The peace he describes offers no return for the displaced, no restoration of stolen lands, no rebuilding of churches reduced to rubble. Instead, it cements Azerbaijan's gains, legitimizes Turkey's Islamist-backed intervention, and guarantees Western access to energy corridors and strategic geography at the cost of justice. The agreement's military and economic clauses reveal its true nature of U.S.'s strategic positioning against Russia and European energy security, not the reconciliation of two peoples.